Hello, I'm R J Dent. I'm in my library today and I'm going to be looking at the works that I have of the author Daphne du Maurier. Probably most famous for Rebecca. As you can see here, I have 4 great Cornish novels and sort of an anthology of her best works, or what are considered. Jamaica Inn, made into a television series with Patrick McGoohan. Rebecca, made into a film with forgotten his name, that supposedly good actor. Frenchman's Creek and My Cousin Rachel. Moving on then, we have Rebecca, the novel itself. Yeah, it's alright, it's interesting, it's not my favourite. I've also got here the Rebecca notebook, so there's and other memories. So what there is Daphne du Maurier talks about the making, the writing of Rebecca, and also the making of the film. Moving on, The Birds and Other Stories. The Birds, made into that famous film by Alfred Hitchcock, as you're probably aware. Very scary film. Watched it again with Tippi Hedren. Another version of it there with a bit of a ghastly cover. Also the other one that she wrote, Don't Look Now and Other Stories. A stunning film starring Julie Christie and Donald Sutherland, directed by Nicholas Roeg, and it's it's a very good story, slightly different to the film. Some more memoirs there. Myself When Young. So Daphne du Maurier talking about her life. She came from quite a privileged background. This one, Branwell Bronte, brother of the Bronte sisters. Strange chap. The Infernal World of Branwell Bronte. And du Maurier charts his. He had literary aspirations that were never achieved. He didn't have the discipline to sit down and write consistently. But he was a very talented, very troubled young man, and that comes through quite clearly in here. Daphne du Maurier, as you may well know, lived in Cornwall for most of her life, and here we have Vanishing Cornwall. She charts a whole part of Cornwall it is disappearing slowly. So that's an interesting one. And we have what I've got here now. Then we've got The House on the Strand, which is that's a lovely time travel novel. This is the thing. Daphne du Maurier is considered to be premier novelist, but you know, the fact is she wrote genre fiction, she wrote science fiction, she wrote horror stories, she wrote ghost stories, which we'll come to in a minute, and this is a very good time travel novel. Daphne du Maurier, the science fiction novelist. Rendezvous and Others. A lot of these stories here are set in Paris. Yeah, so you've got, for a while, when du Maurier was visiting France quite a lot, she set a lot of her early short stories in Paris. The Breaking Point and Other Stories. I think this is a wonderful collection. This is the one that I think, it's the Blue Lenses, yeah, absolutely. And the Chamois as well. Yeah, these are, again, this is fantastic collection of short stories. All of her short stories are worth reading. This one, for me, I particularly like this one because it's Castle Door, Castle of Gold, yeah, and it's not purely a Daphne du Maurier. As you can see there from the title page, Sir Arthur Quiller Couch originally started writing it and then died before he could finish it. His daughter asked Daphne du Maurier to complete it. So you've got it set in the earthworks in Cornwall, which I suppose is why she asked Daphne du Maurier to finish it. And it's, if I just read the blurb, both a spellbinding love story and a superb evocation of Cornwall's mythic past, Castle Door is a book with unique and fascinating origins. It began life as the unfinished last novel of Sir Arthur Quiller Couch, the celebrated Q, and was passed by his daughter to Daphne du Maurier, whose storytelling skills were perfectly suited to the task of completing the old master's tale. The result is a magical, compelling recreation of the legend of Tristan and Isolde, transplanted in time to the Cornwall of the last century. Okay, so it's one of my favourites. I really like it. I think it's very good, and it's a much overlooked novel. And then finally, this one here, the Classics of the Macabre by Daphne du Maurier. And again, it's collected all of her ghost stories and horror stories. So you've got the blue lenses, you've got the apple tree, you've got the birds, and you've got Night After Midnight, and of course you've got Don't Look Now. So in a way, this is a sort of a representative collection of Daphne du Maurier's scary stories. Also illustrated with yeah, pretty good illustrations, I think you'll find. Anyway, so there we have it. The works that I have at present of Daphne du Maurier.